Anyway, this is Operations Officer Hannah Osborne, also known as codename Windfall. Anyway, you ever see the movie Skyfall? That's like Windfall, but different. Anyway, sometimes I'm forced to serve as a policeman. I don't like being a policeman. I'm an intelligence officer. I'm an operations officer. I deal with national security issues, but you know, it all kind of works in the same vein. I mean, really, if I find something on the street, it's important, useful, and then I utilize it. Anyway, so just now, I was alerted to the fact that my screenplay is dysfunctional. So I was told to revamp it. So I'm going to revamp it. I'm going to say there was a man named Crazy Joe, and he was working with the mafia, but he wasn't part of the mafia. He was an Attica, and the dog he bought at the show, which was like a Browning. But it wasn't a short gun, it was a long gun. Anyway, he found a reason to keep it. And he kept it for a long time in Greece, in the mud. And this is in the barracks. And of course, in the barracks, you can have lots of stuff. So the moral of the story is, if I'm in the UK and I ship overseas in a container, a group of weapons, say Browning machine guns, circa 1942, then I'll have a good time, because I'll get to the United States and I'll sell all these motherfuckers, and all these motherfuckers can go out there and do their shit and be happy, because they're creating havoc. Anyway, the dogs of war are loose in Seattle. There was a film called The Funny Farm with Chevy Chase. I just got to look at that movie. It was very good. And you can't bank on California all the time, because California can sometimes be a problem. Sometimes it drops into the ocean and sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, moral of the story is, if you see a man that you met in Palm Springs who's known to associate with former bank robbers, then he's probably a bank robber. And the moral of the story is, they tend to come back to the same activities. They're recidivists. And especially if they haven't been caught. Once they get caught, they tend to be a little bit less inclined. Anyway, if you're a transsexual, for instance, and Al Pacino is your lover, and him and Sid are taking their time getting the money out of the vault at the bank in a film called Dog Day Afternoon, but it's in the winter. You've got to realize that banks are subject to all kinds of crimes: fraud, petty theft, sometimes just assault, and of course the usual and typical, here's a note. Anyway, me, I robbed some gas stations when I was younger. I was like, I'm trying to think of his name. I don't know. He went around robbing gas stations, but he always gave the attendants some money afterwards to make sure that they were aware that he was in their position. He understood their plight. It was a poor man. A poor man. And this poor lady is going to shut her fucking pie hole for a minute and go do something else. But I wish to God somebody would just go around and take care of business, but they won't. Anyway, I gotta go see what the president's doing. I think his numbers are down. His numbers have to go back up. His popularity must be increased. Really. I got to help him. I help him. I talk people into supporting him with donations. Right? He's still accepting donations for his campaign because he has to pay off all this debt. There's a lot of debt. Oh my God, and there's a fiscal cliff, which reminds me of Ted Kaczynski. He used to put the initials FC on his bombs, reportedly. They scrubbed that off of my YouTube account for some reason. That's alright. Fuck them. Just fuck them all. I'm going to go straight to hell.